Cool. So this video in the how to automate delivering solutions with the ADC networking app, this video of that video series is called, how to automate delivering solutions to consultants, because, I am a consultant and I know what it's like to sell for other people. I know what it's like to have a shitty sales job. And I know what it's like to deal with like the little shitty things of being a salesperson. And I know how to automate helping you. And you don't even have to do sales for me to benefit from this solution that I created. And I want you to understand what it is. And I want the investors to understand why this solution that helps the salespeople is going to help them, because the sooner that more salespeople can do like half of what I'm doing, then the company's going to make significantly more money. Because, I did 740,000 in the last 90 days by myself. So imagine if there's 3 people doing half of what I'm doing, that means we would have done 1 million or more. And everything that we make is exponentially increased with the new model. So like I said, the sooner that there's more consultants that can perform at anywhere near my level, the sooner that you and the company is going to be making more money, and you will feel more comfortable investing into me and my company. So we need to get more consultants performing. So let's go into how I'm going to help consultants perform with the ADC automation app. So we already went over the concept of how I'm going to have all the buyers in that app. They're already invested. They're going to be able to review vetted opportunities. How am I going to help consultants get more investors to the app? Number one, they're going to have access to it. So they're going to be see, the feed, everything that the investors have access to, they'll be able to see as well. So they'll be able to see like the social community that we're creating, how we're interacting with them, the provider portal, and yeah, the consultant will be able to log into this app, and they're no longer going to have to go through to a bunch of different places to run the business. They'll be able to go to one single location. So that means they don't need like a separate calendar. They don't need Slack. They don't need their own phone. Everything's going to be in one place. So the app is going to organize data, the calendar, and the follow-up. All the collateral is going to be in one place, so that they could pull out their phones or their iPads and just have all the pitch decks, all the information that they need to close people. The training is going to be in the app or in the website. The app and the website will record calls and transcribe them for training purposes to make it easier to get other people to do what is needed to be done to perform. And the app is going to be able to track everything, which is going to make it easier for us to scale and see like which consultants performing and how to make them and how to help them like perform. So their interface is, number one, they'll be able to click see the leads. So they'll have the whole CRM from cold leads, ready to call leads, ads, leads that we have from listings, appointments scheduled, follow-up, sold, so on and so forth, right? What's going to really benefit these salespeople is, because all the leads are on the app, they're no longer going to have to like push to because like I personally have dialed manually hundreds of numbers in a day, and it just really gets time consuming and mentally drains a consultant after doing that. And with the app, they'll be able to just push to call. So like that's something I could do with my Google. And that's not, it might not sound like a huge thing to you, but if you work in sales, it is a big thing if you don't have that, especially if it's not organized. But one sales guy, he admitted, he was like, dude, if I had all of the leads in one place and I could just push the call, I could easily call 200 to 300 in a day. We'll also have the auto dialer set up on the app, so they don't even have to push the call. They'll be able to just call through the new leads or the old leads in a more effective way. So these are technologies that already exist. It's just putting it in one place. That's what's going to make it effective for my consultants to perform. Also, they will be able to buy more leads through the app. So once the sales guy starts closing deals, and I explain to them, I'm like, look, man, it costed me $5K. And yeah, I just sent you like 50 leads, 100 leads. Give me $2K and you'll get another, 50 leads. He'll be able to go to the app, take his commission, and he'll be able to just send money directly to the buying more, and he can get leads directly imported into his app, into his CRM. So now he's in control of scaling. A lot of times salespeople can't grow because when they're working for companies, because they don't have access to more leads, because they don't have the ability to buy more. And that's normally because the commission volume is too low, and companies aren't transparent with their salespeople where they have to get the leads. and they're not in position to scale. So we're providing all of that. So number one, that's going to really change any salesperson's life, is just having the leads organized, being able to call them quickly, effectively, and be able to buy more. The next tab is the appointments. So it'll have the calendar, the reminders. We'll have the email, the SMS follow-up installed for them. So they don't have to do any of that. And the conversion rate will be a lot higher than it ever was for me. One feature that I really want to put in that's going to save a lot of time for myself and a lot of salespeople is in-app mobile teleconference and screen share. Meaning, there's a lot of times when I've wanted to set up a Zoom call, or before I was doing this, I was using something called Whereby, and I would have to like email the link, and the client, like, it sometimes this wouldn't work. I like yesterday, I have it recorded. It took me like 15-20 minutes to get this guy into the Zoom link, and he still couldn't do it. It was like because his browser wasn't working, and then like the email wasn't going through. It was like a bunch of BS. And I'm like, for someone that's really busy, I can't waste 20 minutes trying to get someone into a video conference link so I can explain to him why I'm smart. So we could have this software solution where we could just send like the client a link and be like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna send you a link, and then they could just screen share. They could see our screen, and we could present to them like via phone. And that's gonna help a lot of times when clients are like on the move and they're not like really committing to meetings, and not like sitting down in front of the computer as we ask them to. We're like, dude, don't worry. I'm going to send you a link, and I'm going to show you how badass this technology is. And I'm going to screen share. I'm going to show you the inside of my app. I'm going to take you through the presentation decks. I'm going to show you the references, everything. And like a dude could be like on the train or whatever on the phone, getting like a bomb presentation from his phone. And like the other consultant on, he can have the screen share on his computer showing his client like what he needs to see to move forward. So that's going to really help any salesperson get in position to close more deals. It's going to make him seem like more of an authority, and he's also going to reinforce the value of the software technology and the company that we're building. So number two is the appointments tab. Number three is pipeline data. So that's going to be all of the consultants' recordings. It'll just be saved in one place. This won't be developed in the first version, but we want to have it where there's transcriptions as well. So the technology will be able to like hear the call, put it in writing, and then I can just get a different assistant to read through those transcriptions a lot faster, to like have bullet point notes to help the consultants on the future calls. Also, those transcriptions and recordings can be broken down and sent to clients for follow-up, so they're prepared for the next meeting. I think about like when you're like talking to a client that's on the fence or isn't like really sure about what you're doing, and you send them the recording and a transcription and like a breakdown of notes of like, this is what we talked about, this is what I sold to you, this is what like the questions that you had, and this is how I'm going to be able to help you on the next call. I recommend you look at this video that explains exactly how to answer that question. Like, the software is going to put you, the salesperson, in like a much better position to follow up professionally, and once again reinforce the value of the software, the company that we're building. Also, the data, like the app will also be able to track like average call time and follow-up analytics. So the data that I'm looking at here, we'll be able to see like number of calls the consultant is making, the conversion time, how much time they have to spend on the phone with that client, how many follow-up calls, how much time total it is to get them to put the money in. I'm sorry. And next is the conversion rate and compensation for like, so basically, like I said, I'll be able to know how many calls it takes, how long it takes to follow up, and basically like what is the ROI on that consultant. So it's like how much money does it cost to generate the lead, how much time it takes to close it, and like what's the ROI when I spend $5,000 for that consultant, what he produces. And like those numbers on the individual basis will be able to show to larger companies as to like the scalability of what we can deliver to them as well as our company. And once again, this data reinforces why you, the buyer, should invest, because when we have it tracked, when I'm like, look, I can spend 5,000 for a consultant, and then in 90 days, he's going to produce like 600K for the company. Here's the proof. Here's much time he has to spend. And this is why if I had 20 other consultants doing it, this is how much we'd make. Invest today. And then every consultant would be able to take that data from the other consultants and present it to the investors and make it more of a viable reason that we can help. So I hope this explains a little bit about how the app is going to help the consultant portal and help the consultants. And like I said, we can sell this to consultants that come in and work for us, but we can also just sell the app to any other high ticket coach or any other consultant that wants to organize their sales process in a more effective way. So for example, we don't have to charge 25,000 to get a sales guy to enter this app. We can just be like, look, how much money do you have? You can invest, 2,000, 5,000. You get access to the training, you get access to the leads, you get access to this app, and you can start calling these leads and you close one and you can make it really easy for you to start creating income from anywhere in the world. And I hope this makes sense. I hope you understand why like this app is going to make it a lot easier for people to come in and start producing results. And like I said, the more investors that we have, the more authority that we'll be able to create, the better businesses that we'll be able to deliver to you, and the more financial security that we'll be able to provide to you and everyone else in the company. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you understand how we're going to be able to help consultants. And I will end this call and I'll do the next one explaining how we're going to help the next group of people with the ADC automation app. Talk to you soon.